Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It's a post-match pint. It's took us so long to get set up. We'll finish the pints. Celtic 2, Lazio 1. We've just watched it. Joined by Ryan and Scott. What a huge victory, Scott.
Massive, Paul. Absolutely massive.
Sum it up for us.
Sum it up for us. The fascists came to Glasgow and they would never be allowed to leave without being defeated. And that's what happened. So, started off brilliant, created a lot of space, a lot of energy, we looked confident. They got the goal, went in at half time, refreshed, came back out, shite. Giving the ball away left, right and centre, nervous, worrying, and then the game changed. I think the first half, I personally think we were strong first half. I thought we outplayed them man to man until the goal. I thought the goal was completely against the run of play. Don't think they deserved it at all, but that's what Lazio are about. They're very, very quick at building up play. Couple of 1-2s and they're through and goal. It's scary how quickly they can get up the park, and that's what they want to do. They want you to have possession, and they want to pounce on your mistakes. They don't really mind if you've got the ball. So it made us look a wee bit good, I think, in the first half, that we had a lot of the ball and we got a bit of confidence and click of the fingers and they've scored the goal. That's their game.
Aye, Ryan, happy to counter-attack. You can see that's what they do. I thought the first half was tight, it was even. I thought we set a good tempo in the game. I thought we built the game well enough up until the final third, and then we kind of lacked a cutting edge. But you could tell that Lazio are very incisive in the counter-attack, got up the park quickly when they had to, didn't really create any chances, but then they did get the goal. What did you make of the first half?
I think the first half was probably, in my opinion, even. I think that we did really well when we had the ball. I think what Lazio were really good at tonight was that when they were in possession, they were very quick and clinical with passes to get up the park. I think when they were out of possession, they were very quick at closing down space and giving us no room to breathe. Like, we didn't have room to get the ball under our feet and out from under our feet to open it up again. And I think they did really well at that, especially and probably particularly in the final third, where we made a lot of mistakes in the final third, where you would like to think that players like James Forrest, Edward and Christie would do better with the ball at their feet. I think that's where we lacked and we fell off in the first half, and they made us pay for that with the counter-attack and the breakaway and a cracking finish with the boy. But Foster maybe didn't cover himself in glory. And that changed in the second half, where I thought kind of we were pretty even. We did relatively well in the first half. The first 15 minutes of the second half, it was like we were a rack of nerves. We couldn't string a pass together. We couldn't get out of our own third. And that just really played against us in the first 15 minutes, and you're starting to think, is this game going to just go away from us? Is it going to run away from us? And then they hit the post and you think, aye, it probably is. And then the tides turned and it seemed like we started to build on through there. So aye, really well, amazing result, couldn't be happier, top of the group after 3 games. Yes!
The thing that's quite remarkable about tonight, in my opinion, is we didn't really have a lot of brilliant individual performances. I think Julian was brilliant. I think
Ryan
Scott
Christie.
Brown was good. I thought Ryan Christie was really good. But I thought the players, El Yunusi's been brilliant recently. He worked hard again, but again, not brilliant. Edward didn't have his best night at all, although he done brilliant to set up the first goal, and he did grow in the game as well. I don't think Forrest had his best night either. And that's encouraging. It's encouraging that we've won this game without being at our best. It's actually remarkable. It's almost a throwback to, like, you think about Gordon Strachan's teams, not revered in terms of being like vintage Celtic in terms of the style of play, but they found a way to win and they beat a lot of big European teams at home. And I think that performance tonight had all the hallmarks of that, where we worked incredibly hard and we did turn the tide eventually. But if you'd have told me 10-15 minutes into the second half that we were going to go on and win that, I'd have been astounded.
It's character, what you're talking about is character, and we need that big time if we want to have these results in Europe. That's something that's been brought back. I honestly think that mentality comes down to it big time when you talk about Celtic in Europe. We've had the capability to beat teams like this, and we've not done it over the past few years. So I think the bottom line is mentality, character, and being able to go out with a game plan that fits the opponent and not go out with a game plan that the opponent might happen to fit. So massive progression. I wanted to touch on a couple of players. So, first things first, Julian, unbelievable. Do you see the couple of balls he was pinging to Edouard?
Dream
for
stuff.
the back?
He had 2
Lovely.
absolutely unbelievable passes in the first half.
Very good. And we'd heard about that before he came over, and we saw him try to do it and kind of think, is he actually good at spraying balls?
He'd found his range tonight.
He found it. Superb performance by him. I thought James Forrest was good at finding the space when he didn't have the ball. When they went kind of zonal and let him float about, nobody was kind of tracking him. He was good at finding the space. I know that his final ball maybe wasn't particularly good, but I don't think anyone's final ball was good. And I don't think it's because we didn't turn up. Everybody turned up to a man. It's that they're so good at defending that we had beautiful build-up play, lovely build-up play, amazing to watch. But when it came to the final ball or beating that final man or playing the final pass to get through and goal, it never came off because they're very, very good at defending.
They congested an area where we had the ball. If we had possession, they were congesting that area and they really closed us down well. So,
They're
experts.
They're built for counter-attacking.
Absolutely.
You can see it. They're built for to counter-attack.
Yeah.
I think the game swung on a moment where I don't know if it was at 1-0 or 1 each. I think it's Bastos, right back, takes a free kick, or right centre half. Sorry, I don't know. Could have been the right wing back. He takes a free kick and he's sort of meandering about. And it's right at that stage where we did look nervous in the game. And Christie goes to chase him, doesn't get the ball the first time, and then chases him again, dispossesses him, and all of a sudden we're through and goal at Edouard. I think he back heels it. Is it to Christie again?
To Christie. And he saw it first time.
And then all of a sudden he looked rattled, and it was the loudest the crowd had been all night. And I think the crowd collectively could have been a lot better tonight. I thought we were needlessly impatient in the first half. I don't know. I think probably a lot of people underestimated Lazio. We thought, Lazio 7th Serie A, we can take them, no bother. Because there was times in that first half where we were baying at people to hurry up and play it, put a cross in, shoot, pass, and it all seemed a bit nervous for the crowd. But that was a moment where the team got the crowd behind them, and I think it swung the whole game.
And it's funny, right, because I think even though players maybe could have performed a little bit better tonight, I think for effort and just the heart that they put into the game was phenomenal. And that's where players like Ryan Christie and Scott Brown shine, and you touched on both of them when you were talking about players who stood out tonight. If you get a game where Celtic have to show passion, heart, drive, determination, the names that you would expect to have at the end of the match that were the standouts would be your Ryan Christie and your Scott Brown. They're always going to be standouts when you play or you have to play like that. And I think that the way the game worked out today couldn't have been any better for us in terms of the result. But you could play a wee bit better. And on the whole, I think we have to just look at it and say we could have been in a stronger position right here and now after 3 games in this group.
Aye. Scott, I said the game swung in that moment. We got the goal. Edouard, who I said didn't have his best night, but again, round about maybe that 60, 70 minute mark, he did grow in the game. He puts a great ball across, and Christie finishes it. And then you really felt like that was when we felt like we could go on in the game.
Aye, 100%. So I think the mentality changed with that chance that Ryan Christie manufactured himself, all on him. Massive props to him for changing the energy around the stadium and within the team. Totally made it himself. I wish he took a touch at that chance. I wish when Edouard cut it back, I wish he took a touch. But the goal, Eddie, brilliant with his feet and his vision just to pass it at the right moment. And Christie's done really well to kind of put it over the far corner, not right in the corner. Goalkeeper should have saved it if the defender wasn't right in his line of sight. So worked out perfectly for us, and I mean, superb to get back level. What were you touching on before? Because I went back to that chance.
What chance?
The one at the right, that Ryan Christie had
I
manufactured.
don't know what I was touching on before.
Aye,
The moment where the game swung.
That's the moment the game swung. We're back at 1 each, and Ryan Christie involved again with the second goal. His corners are not the best. You've
Much
had a few
maligned.
words to say about it, Ryan. And
Much
so far, it's very frustrating to see professional football players who kind of swinging a ball into the mixer, right?
Can't be the first man.
Or beat the first man, or it's over everybody and out for a shy. But
The
look,
in-betweens.
he's pulled one out the bag. Maybe he's been practicing it when he's been banned the last couple of weeks. So, brilliant ball in, Julian up like a salmon. Nobody within a mile of him, mind you.
That was strange. He's about 6 yards out and he's on his own.
I know. But you've got to make your own space. It's not just that he was standing there and happened to jump. He made his own space.
Aye.
There's strategy in that as well. Brilliant header. And what a relief.
Aye.
Massive team. That's a huge result.
You can't, Ryan, you can't beat winning a European game late at Celtic Park. The celebrations were brilliant. The thing I do want to say about Julian, delighted for him because he was brilliant tonight, but he got a wee bit of stick about that tweet after the Livingston game, which I thought was unfair. I think, okay, it's modern day and there maybe is a wee bit of pandering to fans through social media, but I do think it was lost a wee bit in translation. Maybe it wasn't the right choice of words or whatever it was that he said, but I think he got undue stick for it, and I'm delighted for him tonight because he's put in a brilliant performance and he's came up with a winning goal, and he does know how to head it goalward.
That is the thing, right? So, as much as we're up into Ryan Christie for not being able to beat the first man with his corners, Julian, for everything that he's done, he's gotten a lot of corners when they've come in, when they've managed to beat the first man. He's gotten a lot of corners, and he just seems to be clearing it, even in the opposing box, right? He seems to be clearing the ball. But that one today, like you said, rose like a salmon right into the opposite corner, phenomenal. Couldn't happen to a better guy. He's took a lot of stick for his sign for us. And the big man is all heart, and I genuinely think that he wants to do exceptionally well at Celtic, and it's nice to see someone like that pull up that goal and send the crowd into scenes, absolute scenes, limbs everywhere, the celebrations wild, and just couldn't happen at a better time in the game at Celtic Park on a European night.
It's brilliant. There's nothing to beat, as I say, winning a European game late on. He came and celebrated right in front of me. Everybody's piled on him, and see when he stood up to do the celebration, where like rips his chest open. Like everybody roared in unison with him. It was brilliant. What a moment! 7 points from 3 games. Scott, top of the group. Cluj have beaten Ven tonight. With Ven had 9 men, they had 10. Is that right? So Cluj are on 6 points. We're on 7. Lazio 3, Ven 1. What a position to qualify now.
Not only are we top of the group, we've scored more goals than anybody, and we've let in less than everybody. So that's massive. When we did the show, the European show, when we talked about the group and what our thoughts were and our predictions, we weren't extremely confident, were we?
Well,
it was kind of like, maybe we'll get a point here
tough.
and there. We're at the top of the group. Unheard of.
3 games.
Neil
3
Lennon
games,
has brought back European nights at Celtic Park that you can enjoy. Wins against teams that you're not really expected to beat. We weren't expected to beat Lazio tonight. We're obviously confident. We knew we could do something, and they're not maybe in the greatest vein of form. We understand all that, but that doesn't really matter. We're not in the greatest vein of form. We've dropped points. So, huge result. Massive congratulations and thanks need to go to Neil Lennon for the way he's setting up and the way that he's brought the atmosphere back, and he's making Celtic a fortress again.
Absolutely.
I think it's baby steps. Let's not get carried away with ourselves. I think it's baby steps to back to where Celtic Park is a fortress again. It's nice to have that night tonight, and that's probably one of the best results of Celtic Park in recent years in terms of the level of opposition and what we managed to do tonight. Again, maybe not every day exactly where you'd want it to be in terms of the performance they put in, but exceptional. 7 points for 3 games, and we've been away from home and we didn't lose all points. We came away with a point for that
was
first
huge,
game. Massive result for us, because that really gave us a wee kind of boost that we needed to kick on, and then we picked up maximum points for the first 2 home games. And all you can ask for is that you pick up your maximum points for your home games, and anything we've seen from Rennes or since we played Rennes would only indicate that if we can turn up on that night and really put in a good performance, that we can take maximum points there. That's 10 points, that's qualification, that's football after Christmas.
Absolutely. That's it. Win, beat Rennes, and we're done. We're there. I know we've got Rome to come, and I wouldn't be surprised if we could nick a point. But the good thing is the pressure's off us in that game. Lazio need to chase that game. That is a must-win game for Lazio. But moving on, the domestic duties are never far away. Thursday, Sunday. The last time it was Thursday, Sunday, we did abject performance at Livingston. Huge at Pittodrie on Sunday, Scott. Regardless, changes or no changes, a win is all that will do on Sunday.
Absolutely. It doesn't need to be pretty, and it never really is up in Aberdeen. So I think it's got to be probably a low-scoring game. It's not going to be nice weather, it's not going to be nice conditions, and it's going to be extremely different to what we've experienced tonight. So there's going to be that crash of we're playing in Europa League,
adrenaline
Lazio,
dump.
big time. But that's character, that's football. That is the reality of the situation. So probably some changes in the team. I know that Neil Lennon doesn't really like to change it, and I mean it's worked for us sometimes and it hasn't other times. So maybe a couple of changes, but there's players in there that are still fresh. I don't think Ryan Christie needs a rest. I don't think Forrest needs a
He's
rest.
suspended.
He's suspended.
Is he still suspended for
Aye.
them?
He's 2 games, so he's suspended. Vogic will probably come back in, I
Bang
think.
on. So tough one, but I think we can carry it through.
Right, and that's what these players need to do. Brilliant to win in Europe, and it's a huge part of what Celtic's history in Europe is what it's all about. Taking scalps at home, but the bread and butter is the league, and we're going for 9 in a row.
Aye, absolutely bread and butter stuff. And I think when we talk about changes post-European matches, after Cluj, I think changes wouldn't have made any difference much to what happened at Livingston. I think that Livingston just isn't a place we travel well to. I think coming or going to Pittodrie on Sunday, that we have to field our strongest 11. Obviously, Christie isn't in that. He is one of our strongest 11, but he can't be on the pitch.
Aye.
We have to put, I would think Rogic is going to get in there because he always turns up against Aberdeen. That is the only change that I would make to the 11 for today. But they boys have to really come out and do their job on Sunday. They were AWOL at Livingston because they come off the back of a high of European victory at home at Celtic Park with the atmosphere and the energy and everything they had going with them. Like you said, adrenaline dump. But their bread and butter is put 3 points on the board in Scotland. That is how you get back into Europe next year. And that's how you do big things like winning 9 in a row. And we have to do that. That has to be delivered this season. No ifs, no ands. Field the best 11 players and go ahead and win that game at Pittodrie on Sunday.
That's it. That'll do us for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with the starting 11 prediction for the Aberdeen game. The Celts are top of the group. See you later.
It's a grand old team to play for.